Welcome back to me in today's video. We're going to be playing skylines in today's video. We're going to be, we're currently adding a new fish farm right now in the recording. But we're pretty much just working on adding in to the area we worked on in the last episode in our suburbs over here near the water. But I also decided just to finish off the small little area between our boat harbor, or not boat harbor, but the boat building place. Yeah, great name. And these original fishing harbors that we put in over here. They kind of started that fishing harbor craze over in this part of the city. But instead of putting in a harbor, I just decided to put in a little farm, mix it up a bit, and also just figured that it would look nice and all, so then we can just mix it up, like I said. And then I kind of just did the same method that I did for finishing off this core wall here, because we can't get it into the unique factory there. It's one of the older buildings, so you can't put concrete into it. So I just brought the land up, but I slowly was working on that throughout the episode just because the water needed to disperse. And like in the last episode, I did talk about adding in fish markets just so we could sell raw fish, so I decided to add one here. This is quite a bit of a hill here, but I was able just to concrete it off, so it definitely looks a lot nicer than it would be without it, and probably a lot safer too. It's less of a chance of a landslide happening. And then I decided to put in some more connecting roads going down, and then I tried to do the concrete here. Wasn't quite able to do it where I wanted it, so I just decided to bring the land up a bit more, and I wanted to put in some fish factories, but realized that they had pollution, so I couldn't put them in here. And quite a bit of pollution, surprisingly. Which, the fish factories, they'll just turn fish into zone goods, which we don't necessarily need more of them, but it's not exactly a bad thing not to have a ton of them, especially in storage. But then I decided just to put a little hotel up here. Figured that it would look nice over the waterfront here, and it gives you a nice, beautiful view over our bay here. And so I just put two of the motels from the mid-century modern, and then I also put in a little lodge here from that new pack that came out somewhat recently. Yeah, and then I just cleaned up the terrain. And I just decided to concrete off that entire spot there, but I needed to get rid of more water to do that. And I figured that also, these fishing harbors, they kind of need some parking. So every other fishing harbor, I put in some parking spaces for them. Here it was pretty tough with the land that we have here, but I made it work. The rest of them went in pretty nicely here, along here, and I just did pretty much every other one. And, yeah, I would say it turned out pretty well. And then over here, I, put in that fish factory that I talked about earlier. And that's my cat. He's gonna go do whatever he wants. So I put it in here, and then I just cleaned up the terrain around it, and I also put in another one, but first like I said, clean up the terrain around it, but I also needed to clean up the road right here and make it to where it was a constant land instead of having those bumps in it. And then I came over here, tried putting one right there, but that would most definitely not work. So I put one along here. I tried fitting in another one, but I just don't like how it was going to turn out with the terrain here. So I decided against that, and I just left it with the one. I might add in some more in the future. They aren't exactly big, and they don't produce an insane amount of pollution. It's just enough that it can't be put near residential stuff, which was right here, so I couldn't fit it in right here. And yeah. And then I came back over to here to finish off our fishing market. And all I really did was just put in some parking here for it. So just put in some nice big old parking, and then I just put in some concrete to finish off the whole area. And yeah, that's pretty much it with that. And then along here, I figured this would be prime real estate for a commercial. So I just put in commercial here. And clean up the terrain after they all got put in right in here. And all I need to do is just move the power lines back. So it ended up working out pretty nicely with the commercial. But yeah. This would be, like I said, prime real estate, so I mean, you got the bus sub here for this pretty much whole general area, and also it's a cruise terminal, so there's gonna be tons of tourists coming in there. And then I also finished off these upper areas by putting in commercial in, and I also just made to where the power line just kind of cut through everything, which I like how it does do that. But yeah. And then for citizens of this area, and also just we could use this to bring in some more tourism, I added in a little park in here. And this is just the multiple parks, and I just took some paths to make it look like one big one, like I've kind of been doing throughout pretty much most of the series. And then I finished off the area by adding in trees and stuff. Just figured I'd do that just to help finish off the area and bring it to life, because nature is pretty much just what will bring stuff to life. And then I added in the jetties to go out to the beach. Figured might as well do that just like we did over along the other side of the city. Kind of need those. And then I also added in the boat hotel. I'll probably add in the other hotel I added in, but I didn't connect it up. I'll do that somewhere further down the beach here. And just clean up the terrain around it. Because of where it is a bit of odd terrain, but it ended up working out. And that's actually profitable, even though it has alright ratings. And then I did add in a bus route connection into it. That will help bring people to it and just help people make the ratings a bit better for that hotel specifically. And then I just decided not to add any there because they were basically right on the sand there. And then I just finished off this whole entire area with just a ton of trees and all that. But that's it for this episode. Here's a fun product. Do hope you enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to like, subscribe. Do hope to see you next one. Bye!